Hello, Webbies. This is Mr. E Reviews Stuff. Today I'm doing a little bit of a departure from my normal reviewing process because today I'm going to do a little bit of what Johnny in Bibs does, and I'm going to show you the process of what I'm making because I just thought I would see if something that came to me actually works, one. Two, if, well, basically it's not, there is no two. It's just the one that something came to me as something that I wanted to try out, and that was basically mixing chocolate milk instead of regular milk with a pudding mix. And I'm told that by AI tells me that I will not actually have a vanilla taste at all because I'm using chocolate milk instead of regular milk. But that and I'm mixing vanilla pudding in with the chocolate milk. The AI tells me that I will end up with a lighter chocolate pudding instead of the vanilla, chocolate and vanilla pudding taste I was actually kind of hoping for. I'm making this in a stainless steel bowl because, one, the stainless steel will keep the milk cold, and it should actually help to make the pudding should thicken and set a lot easier. And what I will do with the remainder is I will freeze the pudding and then freeze dry it as part of my next portion of this video. This is only the first part of the video, and as I can see, it is not even beginning to set in the least. But I will be pouring this onto this tray here, put it in the freezer, adding it with a couple of other pudding mixes I've already made with regular milk, because I'm looking to make some pudding powder that I will add to another thing. I might try to make just chocolate pudding along with chocolate milk and see how that works out. But yeah, so these are 2 boxes that each say 2 cups of milk with each box, and I have four cups of milk in this bowl and chocolate milk, and it's, yeah, sure it is. It's just dark, but it's not setting. So that will be the end of this portion of the video as I take this over to the freezer and put it in the freezer, pour this into the tray in the freezer so that I don't oops, spill, wherever, all over the floor like I did on my last pudding tray, which you're not going to find out about. It's just going into, this tray is just simply going into the same freeze dryer cycle and will all be made into a powder once the water is taken out. Anyway, on to the next portion of this video. So here's this is actually butterscotch here. This is after it's been freeze dried. The pudding is, as you can see, basically just a bunch of well, it'll basically turn into this. This is here's the the chocolate vanilla, or the vanilla with chocolate on it, or in it, chocolate milk and vanilla. It'll just be a nice little powder. I'm gonna put this in a mason jar and then use it as needed, adding water back to it to reconstitute it into a soft pudding. I would then have to put it into a refrigerator probably to get it to set back into a hard, closer to hardened pudding, if that's what I'm searching for. Otherwise, this is all I've been doing here is doing what John and Deb does and just take a rolling pin to the pudding or whatever it is that he's done in his freeze dryer that he's pulverizing. And like I say, these will go into mason jars. I've got how much water has been taken out of it already, logged, and so I'll be actually able to, rather than spitball it like John and Bibbs does, or approximate or whatever, I will be able to tell exactly how much water goes back into a cup or how many grams of water or milliliters. Grams and milliliters are the same thing, as most people should know. How many milliliters of water per gram or per X amount of powder will be needed to go in to make to reconstitute it. This is all I've been doing. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't. I went ahead and did this ahead of time. I wasn't thinking about the video at the time, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I should record this, so that so you don't say like, well, what happened to this step, that step, the other step? No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you guys sound like crybabies or something. That's more like me, I guess. I'm a crybaby when it comes to, well, what about this step? What about that step? What are you missing? Why don't I get to see that part? Well, this is just, this was a freeze-dry attempt. I've seen John and Bibbs do pudding before, and so I know it can be done. And I might put this into my next step, which you'll see in a couple of seconds. And I might not. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use fresh pudding or if I'm going to use freeze-dried pudding and reconstitute it, or just leave it as a powder in my next step. It's something that I don't think anyone's done, and so that's why I'm going to do it. If somebody's done it, I just don't know it. I mean, I'm not in any of the Facebook groups or anything. I don't know what people have done outside of what they've posted to YouTube. So I don't know that stuff. But there you go. That is pretty much it right there. Nice little pulverized thing. I will then empty this into a mason jar. Actually, I'll probably put, since these are both butterscotch, I'll probably throw these into one mason jar, throw in an oxygen absorber, and seal the mason jars. I've got this was the other thing that I did at the same time. I some Olive Garden chicken nachi soup that I did at the same time. So and I took out exactly 311 grams or milliliters of water to make it. And I'll be sealing that up as well with an oxygen absorber. See you for my next phase of this interesting review of an idea that came to me. Okay, so this is an interlude to my thing going on with the pudding. I was having problems with a person staying with me, stealing my food, and so I wasn't able to get the third part into the freeze dryer in time, or rather, I wasn't able to get enough of it into the freeze dryer, and I'm not ready to deal with what I did get in the freeze dryer yet. And so I'm just going to show you what I did end up putting into the freeze dryer just to round out my stuff. These are Amy's. Let's see. Do I have a? There we go. Oh, sure. Come on. What? No. Tear that out. Come on, you stupid thing. There we go. 821, is that? Looks like, yeah, 821. Amy's vegetable lasagna that I put on one tray. Then another tray I put on some Hormel Complete turkey and gravy. I put 3 of these on here. Yeah, and if you'll notice, these are, this is what they call turkey. They've mechanically separated the turkey. They've made like a little salami out of it, and then sliced then giving little slices for turkey. And this is gravy and dressing there. And this is also then Hormel Complete. Let's see, 804. This is then chicken and mashed potatoes. The chicken is kind of left in whole clumps, except for where I had to separate it. Oh, actually, it's over here. I separated it, and these are the whole clumps of the chicken that come with it. The rest is mashed potatoes and a little bit of gravy in there. And I will be right back after I bag these up, which will be in about a second. And there you go. I've put in these all in 7 Mylar bags. You can see the date is December 2nd, so this is really far out ahead from when I started this bit. I haven't filled in how much hot water to add because I need to use a calculator and figure that out, because like this one has, I guess I didn't put it on here, but this one has 2 of those turkey and gravy dressing meals in it. So then I go ahead and this is an interesting little sealer that Johnny and Bibbs found, and he just kind of watches for the thing to melt along the bottom here to show that he has a good seal. Yep, and I mean, these extra ridges are not really needed, I suppose, but they are a good way to kind of say, okay, look, you get not only do you have a seal, but you also have a little extra guarantee that there's a seal there of some sort, because the whole thing seals, not just in that one spot. Most people will say, like, oh, well, you're sealing up the spot where you can rip off the top. You can this little indentation here. Oh, you can rip off that and open it up. Well, I have tried, and it's not all that easy to do. In any case, what I did there is I had 2 of the turkey gravies and 2 chicken and mashed potatoes in one Mylar bag, and now I've got one of each in a singular Mylar bag for like a single person or a female perhaps. I don't know if this is actually sealing or not. I cannot tell all the time. I need to, I usually put this on here probably for too long to make sure that there's a seal there. I can see it. If I look really close, there's a seal all the way across on the bottom. It looks like. I'm not sure about right here if there is one or not. But I've got so many ridges there. I'm sure that I must have a seal in there someplace. Maybe I just need to turn this around and do it from a different angle where I can see see it melting. It just turned on. The little green light turned on, meaning that it's heating back up because it lost some of its heat. And see, this one, it didn't actually seal at all. So maybe I should just wait on that to make sure. But now I've used the Top Mylar or Pleasant Grove LLC Mylar bags, and these are sideways bags. These are ones that you can stick a fork in. You can, I don't want to get too close to that. That is kind of hot. You can, after you open up, you can stick a fork in here or a spoon or whatever, and just eat directly out of it. The other ones are go like this, the long ways, and the seal is up here. It's like, well, you have to basically pour those out onto a plate or something in order to get those to work. And so I like these meal pouches a lot better. But in the case of the Amy's lasagna, what I don't like about it is that with the Amy's lasagna, I actually had to break the lasagna. It's a slice of lasagna, like you sliced it out of a pie or whatever. And maybe I'm just not putting this up high enough. Yeah, I'm not sure about this middle seal. I mean, there's enough of a seal there. I'm sure that it's closed. I just can't really tell. But so I had to break off part of it just to fit it into the single meal pouch. And it's like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose. I want to have a full slice. And it's like, well, I should have used the double meal pouch like I did on the double-sized ones, because then I would have had plenty of room to go ahead and, let's see, I can see the melting there. I'm gonna just leave it on here for a little bit longer because I just don't trust it now. For some reason, it might be the bags, it might be me, it might be my belief that maybe the thing doesn't work as well as it did when I first got it. But it's called a fan lock-in, I guess, FANLOCN. It was a really interesting piece of material. It heats up like crazy, and okay, there I can see the seal on this one here, I think. Anyway, I'll set these aside and for a couple days and see how if they stay shut and whatever. Because if this isn't sealing properly, I mean, I've got this at like 150 Celsius. If these are not sealing properly, then I need to reseal them, I guess. But otherwise, I've got a 750 mil or 750 cc oxygen absorber in them, and Um, and yeah, so it should absorb all of the oxygen in there. It won't absorb the nitrogen or the other gases that are in our air that we breathe every day. And apparently we probably need, because pure oxygen can actually kill us. I mean, when a person gets an oxygen tank, it's not pure oxygen in there. They actually have a little bit of nitrogen in there, a little bit of, it's just, it's air concentrated into a form that they can package into a cylinder and sell people, because we're stupid and we think, oh, it's pure oxygen. Well, no, it's pure air is what it is. And or maybe, oh, well, it's pure oxygen, but when it comes through the tubes to your nose, the nitrogen in the air around you adds to it. Maybe, I don't know, but I just don't trust it. Anyway, that's basically it. I'll be back in a second or two to finish up here to show you what I was going to do with that pudding. What actually it's going to do is I'm actually probably going to make a new batch of pudding for the final show, because I also came across some other ideas of what I want to do with the product that on that fourth tray that I want to show you, and we'll go from there. See you in a second. Hey Webbies, okay, so this is part 3 or part 4, depending on how I look at it, of what I was originally planning to do. I've cored or destemmed or cored several strawberries, and here's what I was doing with the snack packs. I'm taking some of the pudding out and I'm sliding it into the strawberry, the top of the strawberry. If I can do this nicely on the camera for you. That's a little too much. Yeah, that's fine. And then it goes over here to my strawberries that have chocolate in them. Now I've also done this with sour cream and cottage cheese, because the old adage, I thought, was that people like to do chocolate covered strawberries, and I said, how about chocolate filled strawberries? And so that's what I'm doing. The remainder of these strawberries I'm gonna put in here as is. I'm probably not this one probably won't go in, and I want to include that in this video and have Harvest Right see it and ask them, hey, Harvest Right, can I've got a small Pro 4-shelf freeze dryer. I did not know that you were switching to the Pro and reducing the amount of room per shelf when I got mine in January of 2024. I was like, oh, okay, hey, there's 4 shelves. Yay, I can maybe put more on or different things on each shelf. But it only works for slicing things. I don't think, for full strawberries, well, these are not all full strawberries. These are small strawberries. These are tiny little guys. Look how small that little thing is. A tiny little strawberry. Those will fit in the freeze dryer, but larger ones may not. And I want Harvest Right to realize, hey, I would like it if they made the three shelf unit, just the 3-shelf inside unit, and if they would ship that to me for whatever cost they're looking for, a few $100s, I don't know, and where I can unplug the 4-shelf that's in my freeze dryer, plug in the 3-shelf in there, and put in large strawberries because I would like to be able to do larger foods. I've mentioned it in other videos where I'm doing meatballs, and the meatballs are basically 1 inch tall, and they will not fit into my freeze dryer. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to like not do meatballs? It's like, please give me a break. So, here we go, everybody. As we take a little trip around the room here. As I load up my freeze dryer. Let's see what I can get here. I need to increase the room here. So you're gonna see the fun things go into the freeze dryer, or not go in the freeze dryer, as I'm betting. So let's start with those bigger ones. Let's see if they will actually fit in there. Oh look, just barely, I just have to like make it a little bit smaller somehow, and it will fit in there. You're lucky, Harvest, right? They will fit in there. And then I've got my chocolate pudding here, filled, and my sour cream filled ones here. Oh, there's one that really didn't want to fit in there. Amazing, isn't it? And my cottage cheese, which is kind of really been falling out a little bit. And that'll fit in there too. All right. And this will be done maybe in a day or so. And I'll see you then. And there we go. The chocolate pudding ones are over here, all nice and dried, and they're like a little hors d'oeuvres now that I can serve, and that's kind of what I'm planning to do. The sour cream and the cottage cheese all came out fine. I was planning to use these. I was going to melt some chocolate and slide it in there, some chocolate wafers, Ghirardelli chocolate. But then it kind of occurred to me, you know what I could do is I could buy little semi-sweet morsels and just put the morsel, or maybe this one's a little too big, but maybe on a smaller one here, I could just put a semi-sweet chocolate in here, and that would accomplish the same thing. But so then I'm just gonna jar these up, because I'm actually going to take these with me and serve them in or at a function that my brother has going on December 27th. And so I'm just gonna bottle these up in a mason jar. I'll seal it. I will airtight seal it. I'm not going to I can't think of the word. I am not going to. I'm not going to put a oxygen absorber in with them, because it's kind of a waste, because I'll just be using it again almost immediately. But and I only have these big ones. I have some really small ones. I thought I was going to be able to use, but these are kind of too small for an entire thing. Maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll see if I can't just use one here and maybe make a couple of these, fill up a couple of these with these. These are the sour cream. I mean, these are all small strawberries, so they might all fit in here. I don't know. Yeah, it's not really fitting in here. I'll probably have to use 3 of these jars to accomplish the same thing. And that's probably not a bad idea. I really don't like using these big jars for things that I don't need to. The pudding that I had at the beginning of the video, there I talked about, I would put a couple of those bags in one of these jars, and it's like, well, nope. Each bag filled up the jar almost to the top, so it's like, okay, so I ended up using most of my big jars to seal those little ones. But there you go. You may have noticed that I'm kind of slowing down on how often I post. I'm planning on only posting on Saturday and Friday at probably 6:20 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:20 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, so I'll be posting Fridays and Saturdays. So I think this will be going up on next Friday. So these things will probably be eaten already by then. It'll be the next Friday would be next year, I believe. I've got one other video coming up that I'm gonna try to sneak in. That actually shows my entire body. Yay! That's what people want to see. It even shows my head, but it's covered. it's the Amazon video that I made for another Adirondack thing that I just have to find the video. It's been several years ago that I recorded it. I'm actually using the blue gloves in that video, but I'm also covered in black head to toe. And I tried to make it like, I'm reviewing this and I highly recommend this, and because I really thought it was really good for me at the time, and I still have it and it still works just fine. It's for my shower. It's a chair. Anyway, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribing is free. If you do not have a YouTube account, signing up for an account is fairly easy. You just you can go to yahoo.com or hotmail.com or gmail.com and just create an email account that you have access to, and sign in to Google under your email account, so that every time you watch YouTube, you can keep track of your videos. It'll show you more videos of the same type that you like, maybe. And you can like and subscribe, and you can leave comments. That's the other thing. If you like this video or not, leave me a comment. Tell me why or why not. And again, sign up for a YouTube account. It's free. It's easy, and the influencers, which I don't think I'm an influencer. I'm just giving you information. The influencers will appreciate it. My influencers are down below my video in the more section. You open that up, and I think there's an about button that you press, and that'll show you my shtick about not ever asking for money, blah blah blah. And at the bottom are all 10 of my influencers listed, and Harvest Right is actually one of my influencers. Anyway, Thank you, and have a great day.